Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday Night Live Coin and Silver Auction with me, your host, Raven of RavenHawk Coins. Hope you guys have been doing well. It's been a couple weeks. We had a long stay out in Texas. Glad to be back. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, good news. I will be in town for the foreseeable future, at least a couple weeks, and then I have the Tulsa show in June. That's where a lot of YouTubers normally meet up and everything. So good to see everybody. I see the man, the myth, the legend, Eric A. hanging out in the nest. Rubicon 60, Create Craft Coins and Collectibles, Invisible River Ranch, Christopher Sherman, Michael Hargis, Rubicon 60, USS Missouri Vet. Got to see him when I was in Texas. We went out to dinner. Chuck Stacks with him and his awesome wife. Triple B, Blue and Brown Boatsy is here. Savvy Stacker. Donkey Socks, Denmo, Chuck Stacks, James Real. Keeping it real. Rigged by Peppa, says Doug Harding. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Tom Thumb. How you doing, my friend? Really excited to be here tonight with you guys. I always miss you when I'm out of the town and doing the shows, you know. But hey, we got some cool stuff coming up in the future. I got a new source for coins, which mostly silver dollars so far, but I think he's going to help me get some other stuff into the nest to keep things exciting. But you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making the channel so successful. Really been very happy with the amount of viewership that's going on with the videos and everything. What's up, Cole? Good to see you, brother. What's up, Gary S.? It's just been an incredible ride lately. John Camper in the nest. Super cool stuff tonight, says Chuck Stacks. And that's the thing about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody that wins or buys something this evening is getting themselves a dual date nickel, courtesy of Wolf Tracks. And I am very, very appreciative, my friends. You guys are too cool. What's up, Sam Wilson? I'm noticing some nice coins in my change recently. Nice. But like I was saying, we have some kind of heavy hitter stuff tonight. A couple of proof sets. But you know what the strange thing is I've been noticing our viewership for the auctions, and it's probably my fault for not being here every week like I usually have been. Viewership on YouTube's kind of down when it comes to live stream, and I'm not sure what the difference is. But guys, we got J-Dog with a $5 super chat. Says, oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody, brother. You know, it used to be we would have 60, 70 people waiting just for the show to start. Have a couple hundred hanging out. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of different stuff out there these days. Whatnot running 24/7, things like that. But I want to say thank you to everybody that stayed loyal to me and is here all the time. What's up, Michael LeFew? 42 months as a platinum penguin. He says, good evening, Nest. Warmer weather. Yeah, KJ in Ohio. That's for sure, but you know what? Even during these times, I've never had it be where it was, you know, right now we're sitting at 50 something people. Consistently, it was always over 120, 130 within the first couple minutes of a show. You know, I don't know what to change, what to do. I'll just keep plugging away. But hey, you know, it's good to see everybody. Let's start off with the first giveaway of the night. Maybe it's because I don't do the insane giveaways that I used to do. I really can't afford to with the way silver and gold are. But If silver and gold drop back way down, we could do pretty well with them again. Man, it's been a crazy. What's up, Nest? Love you. Eric A, 46 months as a Silver Hawk. Thank you, Eric. So the first prize tonight is going to be a dual date nickel along with a 72D ICG slabbed coin. Now, I don't buy a lot of ICG stuff, but somebody at the Michael Hargis, there it is, the red stapler. A guy that came to the show, he had a couple ICGs, and you know what? He needed some help, so I bought them from him. But normally, you definitely won't see ICG in an auction. All right, let me turn on the night bot. Oops. Guys, Invisible River Ranch with $1 super chat. Thank you, Invisible. All right, let me go to giveaways. And all right, you guys are good to go. The I Can't Grade Company, that is for sure, Derek. That is 100% true statement. Here's the thing. ICG, when they first started doing things, they were actually doing it pretty well. And then they got greedy. You know, unfortunately, that happens a lot when people are dealing with cash and currency and bullion. It's just kind of strange. You know, they want to do stuff, and they start out with good intentions, but it's hard to keep good graders. It's hard to have a business in general, you know? It takes a lot of work, especially small businesses. What up, Vote for Pedro? Alex Kalish in the Nest. What's up, Metallic Silver Skull? Good to see you, Scorpio, Brown Sugar, 0069, Ronald Rockamore. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Gray Hair Discoveries, good to see you. Michael LaFew, good to see you, brother. Chew is here. Hike and Tackles here. USS Missouri Vet. Derek Dorr says, people say it's worth $2K for a quarter. That's a 1996. Yeah, you know, here's the thing that's interesting about YouTube in general. You know, you are literally a small business competing against other small businesses. James Real, good to see you, brother. Mr. Real. I don't know why I always keep changing your name to Real. There's Wolf Tracks. Thanks to Wolf Tracks for the nickels, the dual dates. What's up, Harley Babe? You know, and there's a lot of strange stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and I don't get into a lot of it, but you would be really surprised, you know, the kind of strange behind the scenes stuff that happens where people just really aren't what you think they are. 15 for 2 happens to too many companies. That's for sure, my friend. That's for sure. Christopher Sherman, how you doing? Harley Babe, good to see you. Silverman 92, Vincent Caparina, John Camper. All right, so like I said, we got some crazy stuff up. Missouri Vet, we have not seen any dual date stuff at the bank yet. Not sure why, but you know, they said they were going to slowly roll it out. Vote for Pedro's here. American Prairie Time, welcome to the Nest. Dropping to Mike. Keep up the great coin shop videos, more behind the scenes. Will do, brother. Thank you for watching them. As a matter of fact, the coin shop talk. What's up, Shadrack 777 in the Nest? KCB is here. The coin shop talk videos have really, really done very well. You know, it's very cool. We really appreciate you guys very, very much. You know, we like showing you and talking to you like you're sitting there having just a conversation with us. And it's cool to see the different people that watch, the things that they're bringing up in the comments. I mean, it really means a lot to us. Gray Hair Discovery, I watch it every week. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. Every once in a while, we take a week off. Yeah, Bo for Pedro, yeah, the $30 premium on 2024s and 23 libs. I mean, all the Libertads are way, way up there, but it doesn't make sense that a raw 24 is $30 above premium. All right, let's pick a winner. I've been on my soapbox for a little bit long here, so we'll pick a winner in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. Guys, Derek Door, you just won. Oh, there goes my staples. Derek, you just won our first giveaway of the night, my friend. Congratulations. And we will have a midstream giveaway after lot number 10. And that's going to be this gorgeous Franklin half. Derek Door. All right. And Derek, as long as you're 18, all you have to do is email us at ravenhawkcoins@gmail.com. And you're the lucky winner of the early bird giveaway. I'm wondering if Derek is still here. Derek, are you here, brother? We gotta have a live acknowledgement that you know that you won. If not, we'll have to do a redraw. No Raven was harmed in that giveaway. All right, guys, we're going to give him 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, looks like Derek has left the building, so we're going to pick a new winner in 3. What's up, Ricky the Scotty? Buy up gold and silver, donkey socks. 2, 1. Booyah. Vote for Pedro, ladies and gentlemen. V for P is the winner. What's up, True Seeker? Good to see you, my friend. All right, vote for Pedro with the win. And everybody say it's rigged. it's rigged. Watch, vote for Pedro probably walked away from his desk too. All right, vote for Pedro with the win. This will be weird if we get back to back. No claimers. We have not had that ever, I don't think. All right, I'm going to give him about 10 seconds. Oh, there he is. He said add it to the WWP wallet, so we will do that. WW Wounded Warrior Project. Remember, July 4th weekend, we'll be doing that fundraiser. And there's still a chance to win a $100 credit if you add something to the wallet, the stuff that's being auctioned off to Wounded Warrior Project. All right, and I'm sure Vote for Pedro will put something up in the chat that explains all that. Let me turn off the night bot, and we will get started in the action. First thing up we have tonight is a Canadian mint set, ladies and gentlemen. Over 1 ounce of silver in the set. I don't know why it says reserve bid. That wasn't meant to happen, because we are going to say starting bid is going to knock your socks off, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever gets it will be a happy camper. So here we go. This is the set right here, 1965. And there's over 1 ounce of silver in the set. And we're going to say the starting bid is just $1. Ladies and gentlemen, James Reel coming in at $7 for good luck. Dropping the first George of the night, if I can find my noisemaker. Rockzilla coming in at 10. Missouri Vet at 20. Gary S. at 25. Rockzilla at 30. Missouri Vet trying to get back in there. Perry Custom Card says 30. James Real at 35. And staying alive. Kyle Busch died? Wow, that guy's pretty young, isn't he? Did he get into a car accident? All right, guys. Perry Custom at 32. Missouri Vet at 37. Kim Rush at 40. Rockzilla at 41. Trying to get her done. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockzilla in the lead. James Real at 43. Gary S. at 45. And staying alive with the Snope. Kim Rush trying to get in there. Some kind of cold. Oh, that's a bummer, man. You know, you just never know. Guys, vote for Pedro coming in with the George at 50. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 50. Looking for 51. Do we hear 51? Going once to Rockzilla at 51. Looking for 52. Especialo 1. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Let's see. Vote for Pedro can't drive. 55. Going once. Kim Rush was in there, but Pedro in the lead at 55. Looking for 56 in the mix. Rockzilla coming in at 56. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockzilla in the lead. Going once at 56. Looking for 57. Do we hear 57? Vote for Pedro dropping the mini bomb on us. You dropped the bomb on me. Pedro at $60, making us holler, looking for at least 61, going once. Rockzilla at 61. What's up, Gary? Mr. G-Loft G, going once at 61. We got vote for Pedro coming alive at 65, going once. Vote for Pedro in the lead. T-Rep Adventures, ladies and gentlemen, coming in with the George at 70. Rockzilla at 75 and staying alive. Vote for Pedro trying to get in there, but Zilla just a little bit quicker on the win so far. Going once. Rockzilla in the lead. Vote for Pedro says he won't back down at 77. Going once again. Looking for 78. T-Rep is out. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 77. You know how we do it. We do not slow roll. We get through these pretty quick once the action slows down a little bit. Last call for Mr. Owl. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 77. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockzilla is out. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad set is sold. To vote for Pedro for 77. Thank you, Pedro. Everybody. Yeah, guys, you know, we take life for granted a lot of times, you know. It's kind of crazy. We're gonna put it up in the wallet. He says, all right, WWP, vote for Pedro. Now, vote for Pedro's got a stack of stuff on my desk for that auction coming up in a little bit over a month. It's going to be pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put your dual date nickel in there. Let me do that right now. So that also has a dual date nickel in there. Next item up, speaking of nickels, we have a beautiful 1943 Philly war nickel. Matter of fact, I got to see Boston Baked Beans down in Texas. He gave me some really cool coins, a 50 Denver and a beautiful war nickel. We're going to turn on the invisible scope so y'all can see that nice and clear. There is the obverse. And there's the reverse. Very cool coin. Probably worth about 15 bucks or so. And we will start the bid at $1. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. I can see the invisible scope, says dropping to Mike. The baddie, you going to the Tulsa Coin Show? Yes, I am. I've been there every year. Rockzilla at 5 and alive. Coming in at 7 is James Real. Metallic Silver Skull coming in at 10. Rockzilla at 11. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockzilla in the lead. Eric A has been in the hospital twice in the last year. Whew. Guys, buy up gold and silver dropping the bomb on us at 16. Metallic Silver Skull. Back-to-back bombs, ladies and gentlemen. Metallic Silver Skull at 20. Pedro trying to get in there, but Metallic in the lead. Buy up gold and silver. Coming in with the double deuce on the loose. Buy up gold and silver in the lead. Looking for 23. Going once. Not going to make it to the show this year, but we're sending some goodies to Ida. Nice. That is really cool. The Bad Idea Lab. Cool. Guys, Rockzilla at 24. Holy cow. Looking for 25. Going once. Rockzilla in the lead. Looking for 26 in the mix. 25 going twice. Wow, I did last call beforehand. All right, Rockzilla in the lead. Last call from Mr. Alcohol. Hopefully we get to see some of you guys at the Tulsa show. And of course, I wish you would be able to make it to Norman, our show next year. The April 24th and 24th and 25th, or 23rd and 24th. But that is going to be our next show in Norman. All right, guys, Rockzilla at 24, all in. Fair warning, this bad batch coin is sold to Rockzilla for 24. And Rockzilla gets a dual date nickel in there. Now, the thing that has surprised me, put that in the Wounded Warrior wallet. Nice, Rockzilla, the first person to be in the Wounded Warrior wallet, and makes him eligible for a $100 giveaway. Dropping to Mike, I go to the Kansas City, Missouri show once a year. It's called the Crystal Clear Show. Happens at the Harris Casino there in Kansas City, Missouri. All right, next item up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3-coin 76 uncirculated set. And what kind of surprised me about this one is there's somebody's big old thumbprint right in the middle of Ike. So this one, we're just going to start it off at $1. Silver value in it's probably $40, give or take. But you know me, I don't really like selling stuff that isn't perfect or in close to perfect condition. So we're going to start it at $1 and see what happens. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Rockzilla at 10. Perry Custom Cards dropping the bomb on us is James Real at 32. Like Mr. LeFew. Perry Custom, I do not know. You would have to just email us and I'll ask Miss Raven to respond to you. I don't know who has stuff in the nest boxes. All right, guys. Rockzilla at 30. James Real at 32. Eric A at 33. 15 for 2 at 35. Rockzilla coming back on the attack at 36. James Real trying to get in there, but Rockzilla in the lead at 36. Looking for 37. Rockzilla coming back again at 40, ladies and gentlemen. Rockzilla in the lead at 40. Going once. Rockzilla in the lead at $40, looking for 41 to get her done. Going twice. James Real trying to get in there. James Real coming back with a George at 45. Going once. Perry Custom was in there at 41, but James Real in the lead at 45, looking for 46. Going twice. James Real in the lead. Last call. Perry Custom Cards coming in at 46. Going once, my friends. Rockzilla trying to get back in there, but Perry in the lead. Going twice. Rockzilla at 47. Going once. Love the 40% quarters. Me too. But I had to be up front and let you guys know, and you can see it in the preview video. There is a big historical thumbprint on that Ike. Guys, Eric A coming in at 48 to make it great. Looking for 49, going one time. Going, guys, Perry Custom Cards coming in at 50. Holy cow. Going once. James Real says, ugh. James wanted that set, guys. Rockzilla trying to get in there, but Perry, the first 50 on the board. Looking for 51. Last call from Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Rockzilla is out. Perry in the lead at 50. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad set is sold to Perry Custom Cards for 50, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, did Missouri Vet get in there? Hold on. Let's take a look. Let's take a... Nope. Sold to Perry Custom Cards. Missouri Vet was just a little too slow on the draw, so to speak. I'm going to put your nickel inside your envelope there, Perry. And thank you, my friend, for being here. I do appreciate it. All right. Perry Custom Cards. Thank you, Perry. I do appreciate you, brother. All right. Perry in the mix. Lot number 4. Coming up next, we have a gorgeous 1942 Merc AUBU condition. Really nice coin. We're going to put it under the scope so you can see it up closer. And there we go. There is the obverse. It looks like it's got a little close to some doubling on the 2 there, but not quite. And the reverse. Really nice. I think this is kind of a slider, you know. I can see one little tiny nick right there. But just like other stuff tonight, we're going to start this off at a fairly reasonable price, my friends. We're going to start off at $1 and see what happens. Good luck, my friends. Keep the bidding clean. No biting or pulling hair. Rockzilla at 10. Metallic Silver Skull at 11, ladies and gentlemen. Metallic Silver Skull in the lead. Rockzilla coming back again. James Real. Holy cow, dropping another bomb on us. Metallic Silver Skull coming right back at 25 and staying alive. Going one time. You guys are hot on it tonight. Rockzilla at 26. Missouri Vet at 27. Holy smokes, going once to Missouri Vet. Looking for 28 to make it great. Going twice. Metallic Silver Skull at 28, my friends. Holy cow. Going once to Missouri Vet at 29. Looking for the 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. Metallic Silver Skull at 31. Holy smokes. Eric A was in there, but Metallic Silver Skull ahead at 31. Going once. Missouri Vet is out. Rockzilla trying to get in there. Metallic Silver Skull was a little bit quicker on the thing. Perry Custom Cards donated too. All right, guys. Awesome. Let me write on here. Winded Warrior Project donation from Perry. Alex Kalish trying to get in there, but Metallic Silver Skull in the lead. Now Alex Kalish at 33. Rockzilla trying hard, but people keep edging him out just by a little bit. Going once to Alex. Metallic Silver Skull at 35. Holy cow. Going once to Metallic. Looking for 36. Going twice. Metallic Silver Skull holding on, ladies and gentlemen. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Metallic Silver Skull in the lead at 35 and staying alive. Do we hear 36? All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is going to be... Oh, Alex Kalish coming in with the expert Snope and the George. Holy cow. Going once, my friends, to Alex at 37. Looking for 38. Going twice. Last call. Metallic Silver Skull says, I got a bomb at 40. Going once, my friends. Going twice. What's up, Kevin Hawthorne? Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Metallic Silver Skull in the lead at 40. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Metallic Silver Skull for 40. Holy cow, guys. What a battle, my friends. You guys are absolutely amazing. All right, Metallic, M-E-T-A-L-L-I-C, Silver Skull. What a rush, he said. You're welcome, brother. Love listening to your excitement when I'm grading coins. Keeps me pumped up. Love all the donations. Dropping the mic, yeah. It's this has been a very, very awesome community. Something that I'm very proud to be a part of. I really do care about you guys more than you realize. All right, next coin coming up is pretty darn cool. No matter of fact, we're giving a Proof 65 away at the end of stream. That Proof 65 is worth about 65 bucks. Right here, 1964 accented hair Proof 66, NGC slabbed and certified, going along with his little buddy nickel there. We do have a reserve on this at 100 bucks. They retail for about 115 to 120. So you know you're under retail by 20%, which is pretty nice. And we have 3 of these up for available. Guys, Rockzilla dropping the bomb on us. Coming in at a hundo. Rockzilla Metallic Silver Skull. Staying alive at 105. Looking for 110, ladies and gentlemen. Metallic Silver Skull in the lead. Going once. Metallic at 105. Looking for 110. Going twice, my friends. We don't slow roll. We only have 2 people on this, so we're going to go to last call for Mr. Al Key. Rockzilla coming in at 110, my friends. Metallic Silver Skull at 115. Like Mr. Bean, James Real trying to get in there, but Metallic in the lead, going once. Looking for 120. Going twice. Metallic in the lead, guys. T-Rep Adventures coming in at 120. Got in there just before James Real. Metallic Silver Skull stepping in at 125 just before Rockzilla. Chuck Stacks at 130, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow, another George going once. Metallic at 135. Got in there just before James Real. Looking for 140 going once. Now remember, we do have 2 more of these available tonight. Usually, you know, we don't try to block bidding, but I don't want you guys to super overpay. Going twice, so I just wanted to remind you, you still have another chance. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Metallic Silver Skull in the lead at 135. All in. Fair warning. Warning. Blue and Triple B says it's another battle. This bad coin is sold to Metallic Silver Skull for 135. I appreciate the support, James. I really do. But when I have multiple of the same, I like making sure that you guys are getting a good deal, you know? Thank you, Metallic. Appreciate you, brother. All right. He says, sweet, I'm done for the night. He said, well, hey, back-to-back wins. Pretty darn cool in my book, brother. Thank you very, very much. All right, next one coming up is for the Shipwreck people that like these. This El Cazador 1783. You can still see the date. It is genuine, and a lot of these look just like this when they've been in the ocean for a long time. But that is NGC certified. And I think they go anywhere between 225 and 240. I do have a reserve on this at it should have been 200. I don't know why it says 225. I had some help with the sheet, and but I do have a reserve on the 8 Real El Cazador for 200. If it sells, it sells. If not, it goes into the big bucket for coin shows coming up. Guys, Chuck Stacks coming in at 200 with the George and the bomb. Going once, looking for 205 to stay alive. Muscle Shell says, oh. Going twice, looking for 205. Chuck Stacks in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, our lone bidder. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. If Chuck gets this for 200, he's getting a heck of a deal. Oh, and he gets a 2026 dual date nickel to go along with it. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Chuck Stacks for 200. Congratulations to Chuck. Very cool. Couple of you that like Libertad proof sets, I do have the 94 and 95 up for grabs tonight. And I put quite a fair deal on them. All right, Chuck Stacks. Thank you, Chuck. Yep, old Pillar Dollar Real. That thing is pretty neat. Next item up, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a little bit better date. Not super rare, but not super common. 1882 New Orleans, MS62, NGC slabbed and certified. Up for grabs. Now, this bad girl actually retails for about 120. I have the reserve at 105, my friends. What's up, Lone Star? Good to see you. The reserve on this is at 105. Like I said, it retails for 120 in that grade. Do you take any other payment methods besides PayPal? Drop into Mike. We can actually send you an invoice, and you can use credit card or whatever. It still is processed through PayPal, but you don't have to really use PayPal because they do all sorts of different stuff. So drop in the mic. If you want to be a part of this, let us know, and we'll send you an invoice. Now, CreateCraft wasn't wrong. We do say PayPal is the way that we do it, but when somebody asks for an invoice, we're actually able to, invoice them, and they can pay however they want to via online avenues. All right. Well, don't look like anybody's getting the 882.0. Going twice. No biters on the 820. $15 under retail. Last call. And it looks like it is a no sell. James, I can't do it for 80, bro. That's way below what I paid for it. I appreciate you trying, though. I'll tell you what. I was literally making about $10 on the coin. I will right now, First person that wants it, I'll give it a chance. I'll do buy it now at 95. I was thinking at 105 the reserve was good, but you know, Rockzilla. No, Rockzilla, you're at the first bid. I would give it to you for the 95 like I just said. If not, Missouri Vet's the next person, and I will literally I'll just break even on the coin. That's fine. But Rockzilla was the first person to put up a number. So, Rockzilla, are you wanting the coin? It'd be Rockzilla first. If not, put it in Wounded Warrior Project for 105, he says. Guys, the donations tonight are way up there. You guys are awesome. All right, Wounded Warrior Project. And you know what? Because of that, guys, I'm going to add something to the Midstream giveaway. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. I have some coins sitting in front of me right here that I've had for a little while. We've got a large cent and some seeded stuff. I think for the Midstream giveaway, we're gonna bump up the Midstream, and we're gonna add a 1843 mature head worth about 45 bucks, give or take, probably more. You know, honestly, in that condition, I would say I didn't look it up. I don't know. But these will be in the Midstream giveaway coming up after lot number 10. We're on lot 8. All right, next item up. And that was really, really cool of Rockzilla. We have a 1923 MS62 piece dollar. And as you guys see, the profit margin on this stuff is really not that high. Most coins that you see that I have, you know, retail price, and then what I have, when I have a price on there, I'm usually making $5 to $10 depending on where the coin goes. Sometimes I do a little better, sometimes I don't. But hey, you guys are awesome. All right, guys. Darren Wilkinson, thank you, brother. James Rio coming in at 75 and staying alive on the 1923 piece dollar, going once. James in the lead at 75, looking for 76. Guys, USS Missouri Vet coming in at 79 and doing fine, going once. Missouri Vet in the lead. Cole coming in at 80, ladies and gentlemen. Cole in the lead at 80, going once. Cole's a good guy. I know Cole, he comes into the shop, and really cool when I figured out who he was the last time he got stuff. Guys, Missouri Vet at 82, going once. Looking for 83. What's up, Paul Sherwood? How you doing? Going twice. Missouri Vet at 82, looking for 83. Last call. Cole coming in at 85 and staying alive, going once. Looking for 86 in the mix, going twice. Last call from Mr. Al Key. Ho, ho, ho. Cole in the lead at 85, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Cole for 85. And you get your dual date nickel in there, Cole, so thank you very much. James and everybody else, Missouri Vet, thank you for the bids. I appreciate you. COAL. CO5. All right. What up, Mud SWAT? All right. Lot number 9. And then we'll do a giveaway after lot number 10. Arvin Witt, how you doing? What's up, Roy Boy? Good to see you, my friend. All right, we have the second of the Proof 66 accented hairs. These do have a reserve on them at $100. Very, very cool coin. The last one went for like $135, so You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. Just bidding for a dual date nickel. That's funny. Yes, I Cole, definitely pick it up in the shop. Matter of fact, Cole, I will be there tomorrow, so I will make sure to bring Cole stuff in. What's up, Mud Swat? All right, so the 64 Kennedy accent hair starting at $100. Chuck Stacks coming in at $100, ladies and gentlemen, looking for 105 to stay alive with the George. Going once to Chuck. The last one we had a heck of a battle, going twice. Last call. All right, guys. Chuck, 15 for 2, says he's at 105. Now we're looking for 110, going once. 15 for 2 with the snow. Going twice. Looking for 110. Last call from Mr. Alcohol. 15 for 2 in the lead. Chuck Stacks says he's still there with the last second snopage at 110. Going once. Looking for 115, my friends. Going twice. Last call. Chuck Stacks in the lead at 110. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Chuck Stacks for 110, ladies and gentlemen. What a battle. All right, lot number 10 coming up next. Thank you, Chuck. I mean, wait, I did that right? Yeah. I was worried for a second there. I was like, wait, did I do the wrong person? All right. Lot number 10 coming up. This is for our foreign coin aficionados. I haven't seen CM Silver here tonight, but he loves stuff like this. And right here we have 1936 half rupee from India. PCS slabbed and certified at an MS63. Really nice toning. You can see some cool colors. The camera doesn't always pick up stuff properly, but that one's pretty darn cool. And the reserve on this one's at 95. That's true. We should just say they're world coins versus foreign, but you know, what do you do, right? Mudswat lived in India. Nice, brother. That's cool. And of course, you know, if you don't know a lot about foreign / world coins, these you don't see very often. Guys, Rockzilla coming in. All right, Rockzilla, I'll let you start it at 90. I'm okay with that. What's up, Mike Sampson? Going once to Rockzilla at 90. James Real coming in at 95 to stay alive. Looking for 96 in the mix. James Real in the lead. Do we hear 96 going once? Mr. Real in the lead at 95. Do we hear 96 going twice? Rockzilla at 96, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. No, it's the size of a quarter. Mudswat, it's literally the size of a quarter. Here, if I put a silver quarter right over it, you can see what I'm talking about. Going twice. Rockzilla in the lead. Last call from Mr. Alcohol. Anytime, brother. Paul Sherwood. Great coin out of your price range. No problem, brother. Sometimes I have entry level and some stuff's a little more. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Rockzilla for 96, ladies and gentlemen. Rockzilla with the win. Thank you, brother. Now it is time to do a giveaway. Much appreciated, my friend. All right. So we are going to give away some stuff right now. It is going to be a nice little set of stuff. We have, of course, the dual date nickel, the mature head large cent, and just ignore the price there. And a very nice uncirculated 58D, claims to be full bell lines. You know what? I'm curious. Let's look at it under the invisible scope and see if I can't grade. Actually graded it right. Well, by golly, it looks like they finally, I see full bell. All right, well, that's a pretty nice midstream giveaway there, guys. All right, let me turn on the night bot. Oops, that's Libertad. There it is. Live chat. All right, guys, I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes at the most, maybe sooner. You never know. A Libertad misfire. I'll see you guys in a little bit. RavenHawk coins, stay tuned. All right, everybody. Got myself a tasty beverage. Waterloo sparkling water. I'm not, of course, not sponsored by them, but they got good stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's getting your guys' comments in there. Holy cow. What's up, Bobcat? How you doing? The 36 rupee, I think that was like George the 4th? Maybe the third or fourth or something like that. Or 5th. No sugar, Roy Boy. There's no sugar in the Waterloo sparkling water. Dropping the mic. That's funny. Ringmaster Ray, what's up, brother? I'm hanging in there. I appreciate seeing you, man. Retired old guy. This giveaway is sponsored by Sparkling Water. All right, let's pick our winner. Winner in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. Crazy Stacker, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. What's up, Ink Man? I can't do the clearly Canadian. It's got sugar in it. I loved those growing up, though. All right, Crazy Stacker with the win. What a nice pickup, bro. Congratulations. All right, we only have 9 items left to go on the night, my friends. A couple of them are kind of pricey, but they're hard to get. You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. All right, let me turn off the night bot. And you can see I'm drinking Waterloo. No sugar, no calories. And probably still not good for you. Let me put on my glasses because I'm an old man. Now I look like a grandpa, right? Nah. J-Dog, no coin shows until Tulsa. Well, I'm going to the Grapevine show to walk around, but I'm only going there for one day. Oh, this is one of those big items right here. Coming up next. Gary, I got that from Costco. If this doesn't sell, I understand. But what it is a 1994 Libertad 5-coin proof set. From the ounce all the way down to the 20th of an ounce. They retail anywhere between 13 to 16, sometimes even 1700. But this is the entire set. All 5 coins. I do have a reserve on this, and I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. And, you know, if it sells, cool. If it doesn't, I completely understand. And, matter of fact, that was... Okay, this was supposed to be $11.50, not $75. They go for minimum, usually about $1,300. But I've got it on there at $11.50 to get the set. There's a 94 and a 95 up for grabs. And what's up, Yoksnav? But that is the entire 5-coin set. They're still in their original little caplets. And, you know, if they sell, they sell. If not, they'll go to Tulsa. And, so there's no pressure, no anything on these. When I bring this stuff, it's so that the nest gets a chance at it. And, you know, I know for a lot of people, things are a little tight right now. But I know people that actually, when I did the video on these, people were asking about me selling them. So I finally got to the point where I said, you know what? It's time for them to have a new home. Guys, Rockzilla coming in with the George. At $11.50. Going once. You know what? I'm just going to say, James Reel, they didn't have a wooden box for this year. Or the other one I have. They came in a plastic bag with a little gray bag and a cardboard around it. And we're going to say sold to Rockzilla for $11.50. Thank you, Rockzilla. Excuse me. I appreciate you, brother. That is a very cool set to own. This is the 94. We have the 95 coming up later tonight. And you got a good deal at $11.50. There's still at least $150 plus of profit in there for you if you turn around and sell it. What's up, Perry? And thank you, brother. Yeah, J-Dog, it's crazy how much well, here's the thing. They only made $250 in 2025, which I think is really doing a disservice to them. But, you know, It is what it is. All right, guys. Rockzilla with the win. Next item up, lot number 12. We have the 1896 Morgan dollar. PCGS slabbed and certified MS61. Which is crazy because honestly, I've seen 63s that don't look as nice as this one, but hey, I'm not the one that graded it, so what do I do, you know? These go for about $100. I have a reserve of 85. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Can I sell my entire silver stack to you for one of those Tata sets? Create craft. It depends on what you have. Guys, James Reel coming in at 85 and staying alive. Alex Kalish, I'm telling you, that thing is definitely undergraded. All right, guys. Arvin Witt. Hey, Arvin, we have to have you registered. Does anybody know Arvin? Because right now, James Reel is in the lead at 85. We don't mind having new people, but if somebody can back Arvin or knows who Arvin is, just let me know. Hey, brother Doug Wagner. Good to see you, brother. Paul Sherwood, thanks for being here, my friend. Be safe. All right, going once. James was at 85, Create Craft. Going twice because he was the original 85. And then Michael LeFew tried to get in there. Arvin tried to get in there. So he'd just be bidding himself up. Now, Arvin, if you want to do if you become a Platinum Penguin, you'll automatically be registered for the auction. If not, but we do have to have you registered and you must be at least 18. All right, last call from Mr. Al. Key. Oh. James Reel in the lead at 85. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to James Reel for 85. Yeah, he could. Platinum Penguin does get you free shipping. Even though as soon as we changed it to Platinum, they changed the shipping again. Doug Wagner, 45 wonderful months as a Platinum Penguin. Thank you, Doug. Perry Custom Cards, brother. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for being a part of tonight. Perry, I'll try to remember to tell Miss Raven to get a hold of you, but if you could write an email, it would make it much easier. Just to say, hey, Miss Raven, do I have anything in a nest box so that we can take care of you? All right, lot number 13 up next. We have a really cool 3-coin set, all BU, 1 proof, 2 BUs, a 61 and 64 Denver, Franklin, and Kennedy half, plus the 40%er, very nice cameo, 40% 1976 half dollar in there as well. Rockzilla, thank you, brother. You are absolutely amazing, my friend. Much appreciated. All right. Love the Nest. 39 months as a Silver Hawk USS Missouri vet. All right, let me get the description on this. The Capital Style plastic holder. And you're probably looking at about $80 in silver there. So I put the reserve at 85. I think that's pretty darn fair with where silver is right now. James, if you do me a favor, James, could you email me that? Guys, USS Missouri Vet coming in at 85 with the George. Going once. Missouri Vet in the lead. Guys, 15 for 2 says he's at 90. Looking for 91. Going once. Thank you, James. Going twice. Last call. 15 for 2 in the lead. For 90. Looking for 91. All in. Fair warning. This bad set is sold to 15 for 2. Rockzilla, that was really cool of you, man. I really do appreciate you doing that. And you got a pretty good deal to boot, so I'm stoked for you. And let me put 15 for 2 on here. 1, 5, 4, 2. All right. Those of you hanging out, we got a freaking epic Industream giveaway item. Look at that. 64 accented hair proof 65. My friends, that is the Industreamer along with a dual date nickel. All right, lot number 14. What up, J-Dog? Extreme. All right, we have 1887 PCGS slab and certified at an MS62. You know, these 62 grades and stuff, you don't see them very often, and it actually is kind of strange because they're one of the least used, 60, 61, 62. And honestly, they look just as good as a lot of other stuff graded higher, you know. It's kind of funny that way. The little bit better date. I have this for 1500. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll make the reserve bid on this one $5 less at 85. Now you're doing a killing. What's up, Crawdaddy Stacks? Good to see you, brother. Guys, USS Missouri Vet coming in with the George at 85. Missouri Vet in the lead at 85, looking for at least 86. J-Dog trying to get in there, but Missouri Vet in the lead, going once. Missouri Vet in the lead. Michael LeFew says, pew, 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 coming in with the bomb. Oops. At 90. Missouri Vet coming in at 91, looking for 92, going once. J-Dog at 92, ladies and gentlemen, going once. J-Dog in the lead. LeFew trying to get in there. The dog in the lead. Missouri Vet at 94, trying to get out the door. Do we hear 95 to stay alive? Going once. Missouri Vet in the lead. Eric A says, smoking. Michael LeFew says 95, going once. Michael LeFew at 95. Missouri Vet at 97. J-Dog is out, going once. Missouri Vet in the lead at 97, looking for 98, going twice. Missouri Vet in the lead. Michael LeFew out. Blue and Brown Boatsy says, good fight. Triple B, last call from Mr. Alcohol. USS Missouri Vet all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to USS Missouri Vet for 97. Congratulations, brother. Thank you very much. USS Missouri. And he truly is a vet from the USS Missouri, guys. That name is not for just something that he made up. He is literally somebody that served in our Navy, and I appreciate your service, brother. Donate it to Wounded Warrior, but you want the nickel. Okay. Well, let me grab it. And we will put your name on an envelope. And let's see here. Missouri Vet. Wounded Warrior Project. All right. Thank you, brother. And you know what I'm going to do for the end of stream, even though it's already extreme? We will add, how about this? How about a seated Liberty quarter, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to add that to say thank you to Missouri Vet for adding back to the Wounded Warrior Project, because that's pretty darn cool. And so we sweeten the pot a little bit more for him doing that for the Wounded Warrior Project. All right, lot number 15. This one is one of my favorite up tonight. So many great items tonight, says Chuck Stacks. Thank you, Chuck. This one is really cool. 1892 from Canada, eh? PCGS slab and certified, 25 cents, XF45. And it's one of the few times that you can flip it that way. But right there you see 1892, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool. Kind of a pricey coin. I have a reserve at 165. You got to know your foreigns to be somebody that is wanting this one. But Canadian stuff goes for a heck of a premium. Especially nice and graded. Wolf Tracks, thank you for all the dual date nickels, my friend. You rock, brother. I do appreciate it. J-Dog, I have not heard from Canadian Ryan in a long time, brother. People come and go. He might be back at some point. But I do miss the guy. He's a good dude. Heck yeah. Big thanks and handshakes to all those who are supporting Wounded Warrior Project. All right, this one's going once. Going twice. I'm not going to waste your guys' time if nobody's interested. We're going to move on. But last call. All in. Fair warning. Looks like this is a no sell. All right. No worries, guys. It happens, That one will go back into the box to be sold at one of the shows. Who knows? Here's the thing. If CM Silver was here tonight, he'd probably be on all over that one. This next one, this one is literally a key date dollar. It's MS63, and it's got a heck of a nice rotation on the die. Look at that. Look at that canoe tipped up in the air like that. This coin is pretty badass. Here's to all of us here now. Eric A., I agree, brother. I agree. Vote for Pedro is an awesome dude. I do have a reserve on this at 175. It's probably, even though I put 190, it's probably like a $225 coin with the rotated die, maybe more. But I'm giving you guys a shot at it. Matter of fact, this one and the last Canadian one will probably just go back in the deep stack. But you don't see a lot with the rotated dies, especially cool silver dollars like that. But the reserve's at 175. Going once. William E. says, good evening. I thought it was a Tuesday. No worries, brother. Going twice. Last call. All right, all in. Fair warning. No sell. But that's not a problem. That'll go back into my deep stack. I think I'm just going to put that into my personal collection because rotated die coins are really pricey, guys. And you don't see them very often. You know, especially a key date like that. That was a key date for Canada. Next item up. Sergeant Stacker bought a new house. CM Silver was here last week. Canadian Ryan, I don't know. A Foot for Silver, I don't know. Resin in them, who knows, man? People come and go. Not much I can do, you know. Here we go, 1926 XF45, Great Britain. Large penny with special classifications on it. Worth about $65. Starting off at $1. Rich Fontaine, I talk to him from time to time. He's just working. He doesn't have the same job anymore, so he doesn't get to come and hang out on Thursday nights. If I had Sunday nights, we might actually see Chris Nab. We might see Rich Fontaine, a few others, but I literally don't have, it's hard to do 2 days. Bill DX at $1. 15 for 2 at 10. Triple B trying to come in at 3. This is literally like a $65 coin, so if you guys get it cheap, I'm happy for you. Summertime hours messed his schedule all up, says James Barron. No worries, brother. All right, guys. Blue and brown. Triple B at 20. 15 for 2. Trying to get in. Specialo at 25 and staying alive. Looking for 26 in the mix. Dewey here, 26. Guys, vote for Pedro at 30. 15 for 2 and Triple B trying to get in there. But vote for Pedro in the lead at 30. Looking for at least 31. Going once. Especialo at 32. Like Mr. LeFew with the pew pew pew. Looking for 35 from Vote for Pedro with the George. Going once. Going twice. 15 for 2 at 37. Blue and Triple B trying to get in there, but 15 for 2 in the lead. Looking for 38. Going once. 15 for 2 at 37. Triple B at 40, ladies and gentlemen. Triple B in the lead. Vote for Pedro trying to get in there, but Triple B at 40. Going once. Looking for 41 to get her done. Dewey here, 41. Going twice. Guys, vote for Pedro at 44. Bill DX says Gary's behind. Going. Darn it. Going once to Triple B. Looking for 46 in the mix. Going twice. Vote for Pedro at 47. Going once. Vote for Pedro in the lead. Looking for 48. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead. Last call for Mr. Al. Eric A. coming in at 50 to make it nifty. Going once, my friends. Eric A. with the George. Vote for Pedro. Coming in at 51. Going once. Triple B trying to get in there. But Pedro in the lead. Now Triple B at 55 because he can't drive. 55. Going once. Going twice. Triple B in the lead. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Hall, ladies and gentlemen. All in. Fair warning. Vote for Pedro says good battle. This bad coin is sold to Triple B for 55. All right, congratulations to Triple B. Matter of fact, Triple B, I told Miss Raven that anytime she says a BBB, that is you, my friend. I remembered to tell her. All right, so For you math people out there, that's B cubed. B cubed with a win. All right. We got 2 things left tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have the last of the accented hairs. Beautiful coin. This one's real nice. 1964 NGC slab and certified, proof 66. Accented hair. Up for grabs. Reserve on this bad boy is... Oh, that's weird. This one says 95. They've been 100 all night. You know what? I'm not going to fight it. We'll say the reserve on this one's 95 and see what happens. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Triple B cubed. Are you 15 for 2 coming in with the hundo. J-Dog trying to get in there, but 15 for 2. Just a little quicker. Looking for 105 to stay alive. Do we hear 105? Going once. The C note says Brother Doug Wagner, long-time moderator and friend of the channel. Going twice. 15 for 2 at 100. Looking for 105. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. 15 for 2. Looking for 105. Do we hear it? Will it clear it? Rockzilla coming in at 105 with the George. Going once. Twice. 3 times for Larry. I wonder if Larry's doing okay. Rockzilla has been on a tear tonight, guys. All right, all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Rockzilla for 105. All right. Rockzilla ain't playing around, says Pedro. Nope. Thank you, brother. Rockzilla's been with me a long time. And always been a very, very generous person. I really appreciate you, bro. All right, last item on the night, my friends. We have one last thing, and that is the 1995 proof set. And it is, again... Oops. The 5 coins, you have the ounce, the half ounce, the quarter, the 10th, and the 20th, all in a set. Now, this one has a little toning starting because at one point, unfortunately, I dropped it and it cracked the case, but the coin has never been out of that little thing. The ouncer, at some point, somebody transferred. But the rest have always originally been in their stuff. And this is just like the last one. The reserve on this should be 150. Sorry, 1150. Somehow it says 75. And that is the last item on the night. And Create Craft wants an underwater Suzuki. If you got a microphone or headset on or anything, your speakers are up loud. In 3, 2, 1, Suzuki. Vote for Pedro. Sold. Yeah, I wish I could get that. Oh man. Okay, so this is $11.50 for the set. What's up, Aaron Foy? Good to see you, my friend. And you know what? I'll be nice about this. I will I will say 1100 because it has a little crack in the case, even though that doesn't really change the value. But I will do a buy it now at 1100 and call it a night. If somebody wants it, that's the best I can do on it. Oops, that says 11,100. Literally, these, you can't find them for less than 1,300 online. And that's the best I can do for what the set is and what I have in it. And they only made, I think, either like 1,000 or 5,000 of them. I think that one's 1,000. But, yeah. So we're going to give everybody a shot. Going once. And if not, it'll go, yeah, it's 1,000. See, Crazy Stacker, 1,000. Yep, so only 1,000 minted for this year. And that's kind of what I thought. I know this is a harder year to get. Going twice. Your auctions are part of the reason my cupboards are always stocked with ramen. And that's not an insult. Vote for Pedro. Oh, man. What make of motorcycle did Shalani and Rob's son get? And does Raven have a sound effect for it? I don't know what he got. 94.95 our 1K mintage. Yep. All right, guys. Well, 11's my lowest I can do on this set. And it is still a gorgeous, gorgeous set. Here, I'll show it to you. Very, very cool. And like I said, my fault that it's got the little crack on the case. Unfortunately. Oops. There's the reverse. And Rockzilla's like, I already spent a lot, Raven. I can't do another one. And I don't blame you. I know how it is. There's the little tiny 1/20th. Oh, you know what? I have a Kawasaki thing. Hold on. Here we go. Kawasaki. Did I put 94 on both of them? No, this is a 95 set. Sorry. My bad. So this should say 95 5-coin set. And the buy it now is at 1100. All right. I'll give it another couple seconds. If nobody votes or jumps on it, then we're going to call it a night. I still really super appreciate Rockzilla. What's up, Hambone? Holy cow. Been a while, dude. Not anymore, Darren. I don't get on motorcycles anymore. I had a really bad accident when I was younger, and that was kind of my last time to be on a motorcycle. All right, so it looks like it's a no sell. No worries. And Crazy Stacker's right. These sets do go for about $1,400 all day. 1,100 was a super steal deal, but it's all good. It will go with me to the whatchamacallit, the Tulsa show. And when it goes to that show, it'll be in the case probably for $1,300 on it. You know, Create Craft. It's no worries, brother. Things happen, you know. I can't. The way things are right now in the world, and a lot of people really not having the funds to be a part of auctions anymore. You know, I'm just appreciative for you guys doing what you do, and what you're able to do. You know, I know that Whatnot has really changed this a lot. Raven just does skydiving, bull riding, and alligator hunting now that he's getting older. But yeah, guys, you never have to feel bad, you know. I'd have an early death if I bought it. My wife would strangle me, says Crazy Stacker. That's funny. All right, let's do the Midstream giveaway, guys. It was a good night either way. A majority of things sold, and some of them that didn't are literally because the people that like them just weren't here. So that's not a problem. Let's do the giveaway. Let me turn on Nightbot. Give me just a sec here. Brian Jensen, sorry to hear that, brother. Arthritis in the wrist, that's no fun. Okay, let's put this on live chat. And this is for a accented hair, a dual date nickel, and a seated Liberty quarter. Well, there's Mustang Dave. Gotta slow his Mustang down. A big shout out to everybody that bought something tonight. Vote for Pedro. Rockzilla stepping up to the plate. Seriously, big time. Thank you, Rockzilla. Perry Custom Cards, Metallic Silver Skull, Chuck Stacks, Cole C, James Reel, 15 for 2, Missouri Vet, and Triple B. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. More than you know, because you guys just, you rock. You might hear other people saying you rock, but I was the first one saying it. You're the best as well, Especialo. What's up, Chad Brookman? David G, how you doing? Emil G2, good to see you, brother. Play cribbage, says 15 for 2. All right, guys. Pretty fun night. You know, we had a smaller crowd, but you know what? Overall, we still had almost 800 views in just an hour and 30 minutes. That is not too shabby for it still being sunny out and people able to go out and do cool stuff. So you guys always being here, much love and appreciation. Vote for Pedro, thank you. Create Craft Coin and Collectibles, brother, thank you for all your hard work, because I know you did the sheet and everything. I don't know where Teacher is. Hopefully he's doing okay. But all the mods, Create Craft, Vote for Pedro, Hambone, Invisible River Ranch, J-Dog, Mustang Dave, Brother Doug Wagner, and all the ones that we're missing tonight. Frank Mons, Silver Chupacabra. People come and go. Got a new computer desk and a new keyboard for my kid's birthday last week. Next, I got to get a new camera. Cameras are expensive. What's up, Cassie Hall? All right, let's pick the winner in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. Guys, Jura Jones again. Holy cow. Remember a vet next Monday, says 15 for 2. Jura Jones has been on a heck of a winning streak. All right. Jerruh Jones. Congratulations to Jura. Mr. Jura Jones. All right, my friends. Let me close this out. Turn off the night bot. play the lot. He should. Jura, if you're not playing the lotto, you should. Because you win a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another. Oh, wait. We got a new subscriber. Rustum Nawawi just subscribed. Welcome to the nest. Rustam. Ali. All right. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another, and we'll see you real soon. RavenHawk Coins. Have a great day.